Welcome to episode 102 of our deep dive into Robert Greene's The Laws of Human Nature. In this episode, we explore one of humanity's greatest strengths, our remarkable ability to reshape the world around us. From constructing vast cities and cultivating land to altering entire landscapes to suit our needs, we've continuously demonstrated our power to adapt and innovate. Despite not being the strongest creatures in the animal kingdom, our intelligence and teamwork have made us the most dominant, as we persist in creating and evolving without ever staying still. But there's one thing we can't seem to change: time itself. We're born, we live, and each day brings us closer to death. Time only moves forward, and we can't stop it. As we get older, we watch younger people take our place. We don't get to choose when in history we're born, and this seems to control so much about who we are and what happens to us. When we can't control something, it makes us worried and sad. Time is like this. We can't control it, and deep down, this really bothers us. But here's something interesting. Time doesn't always feel the same. When you're a kid, a summer vacation feels like forever. When you're grown up, a year seems to fly by. When you're bored, time crawls so slowly. When you're having fun, time zooms past. When you're calm and peaceful, time might move slowly, but in a nice way. This tells us something important. Time isn't as solid and unchangeable as we think. We made up ways to measure time, like clocks and calendars, but how we feel time is different for each person and can change. Even though we can't stop getting older or avoid death forever, we can change how we think about time and how it feels to us. We can make time feel less like a straight line to the end and more like a circle that keeps going around. Sometimes we can even feel like we're stepping outside of time altogether. Some people in history have done this. Take Leonardo da Vinci, the guy who painted the Mona Lisa, or Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, a really smart writer. They found ways to live that made them feel less stuck in their own time. We can learn from them. 1. Changing how we age. As we grow up and get older, we change. When we're young, we feel everything very strongly. We care a lot about what others think. We hang out with friends more, but sometimes do silly things. As we get older, we don't feel things as strongly. We care less about what others think. We become more quiet and thoughtful. But here's the cool part. We can choose to keep the good things from each age. If you're young, try to think more deeply about things, like older people do. Don't just follow what your friends do. Learn from your experiences. If you're older, stay curious about new things like kids are. Keep learning new stuff. Try to have fun and not be too serious. Think about Benjamin Franklin. Even when he was really old, he kept trying new things and stayed fun and cheerful, just like a kid. 2. Making friends across ages. Don't just hang out with people your own age. If you're young, make friends with older people who can teach you things. Listen to their stories and ideas. Don't think of them as just old people, but as friends. If you're older, spend time with younger people. Try to understand how they see the world. Let them teach you new things. When people of different ages become friends, they can both learn a lot. 3. Learning from the past. Many people think the past is boring, or that people back then were dumb. This isn't true. The past is still alive in many ways. How we think and feel today comes from things people figured out long ago. When we fall in love, we're feeling something that people hundreds of years ago helped create. The way we see the world comes from many different times in history. Try this. Pick a time in history that interests you. Read about how people lived then. Try to imagine being there yourself. Don't judge them. Try to understand them. When you do this, you'll feel connected to all the people who lived before you. It's like being part of a big human family that goes back thousands of years. 4. Connecting with the future. We can also connect with people who haven't been born yet. By teaching young people, we shape the future. The things we create or write might be found by people in the future. We can imagine what the future might be like and work to make it better. Leonardo da Vinci did this. He drew pictures of flying machines long before airplanes were invented. He imagined what the future might be like and tried to speak to people who would live there. Sometimes we might feel like we were born at the wrong time. But remember, times change. Maybe the future will be more like what we hope for. We can speak to those future people through what we create and do today. We can't stop time or live forever, but we can change how we think about time and how we live with it. By staying young at heart while growing wise, making friends of all ages, learning from the past, and connecting with the future, we can live a life that feels bigger than just our own time. As Goethe said, the bad things about us might come from the time we live in, but the good things, those belong just to us. We're now accepting likes as donations. Your support gives us the motivation to create high-quality content just for you. If something resonated with you, we'd love to hear about it. Share your thoughts and personal experiences in the comments below. Your insights might just help someone else. Now, something important. Make it a habit to learn something valuable every day. The content you consume is like food for your brain, so be intentional about what you watch. Remember, the algorithm is designed to influence your thoughts. Don't let it control you. And lastly, don't forget to subscribe.